Yeah, great weather to eat those sandwiches outside too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, maybe a picnic, right?
Yeah, picnic weather, great. And for the first time this season in Albuquerque, likely at least reaching the 80-degree mark at the Sunport. Our average first 80-degree day is April 10th, and our latest first 80-degree day in a given season was in 1933, May 16th. We are going to be seeing 80-degree high temperatures, if not today, especially tomorrow, and our warmest since October 28th of last year. So very warm weather ahead, and temperatures fluctuating a little bit this morning. 34 at Moriarty, 41 Edgewood, 50 at Sandia Park, 46 at the Sunport. At 3:50 this morning, we had an air temperature of 52 degrees at the Sunport with a westerly wind, and that wind switched from the east, and that dropped the temperature to around 43 degrees. That east-southeasterly wind producing that cooler air descending down the Sandias. Now, not too strong of a wind, therefore colder air is moving on in. But meanwhile, a little bit more of a westerly wind in Moriarty, and those winds are faster, quickly moving down the east slopes of the Central Mountains. That is causing a warmer effect, especially in Clayton, with a 28-mile-per-hour sustained wind, a 13-mile-per-hour wind in Roswell, down from 20 miles per hour last hour. Either way, as the air sinks and it's strong enough for it to sink, it warms up in places like not only Roswell at 61 degrees, but Clayton 58 degrees. But that wind is descending down from the Sandias and Albuquerque, but much calmer, therefore producing that colder air from the Sandias into the Sunport. 46 right now, 45 Santa Fe, a little bit of a pesky northwesterly wind occasionally. 32 in Grants, 28 Durango, 24 Alamosa, 59 in Carlsbad. Again, that downsloping wind is prevalent there. Meanwhile, calmer and colder in the reserve, 32, 30 in Gallup. And big temperature jumps today. Alamosa sucking the 20s, warming up big time with dry and breezy weather. Red flag warnings in effect later today with the elevated fire threat, including Manassa in the center, in the San Luis Valley, something to keep an eye on. Also, that slightly elevated fire threat in eastern New Mexico with the breezier weather. Mostly clear skies right now here in the Duke City. Our air temperature, again, kind of fluctuating, but right now at 46 degrees at the Sunport with that east-southeasterly wind around 8 miles per hour, 29% humidity, and a very low dew point of 15 degrees. Fast-moving clouds descending down the Central Mountains, the Manzana Mountains into eastern New Mexico and dissipating, as well as near Tucumcari from the northeast highlands into the east plains of New Mexico. But clear skies will be the big story today. Very few clouds in the northern tier, and with the sunshine, temperatures will be on the rise courtesy of this high-pressure system approaching from Mexico, getting closer to southwest New Mexico. Speaking of southwest New Mexico, Deming near 90 today and very close to 90 in parts of southeast New Mexico and Roswell, Carlsbad, Hobbs, Loving, and Jal, New Mexico. In the low 80s in Albuquerque, upper 70s in Santa Fe, 70s in the Four Corners and in the northern mountain communities to Clayton, and even in Red River, Angel Fire on either side of the 60-degree mark. But a weak backdoor front will move in tomorrow. Cooler air in eastern New Mexico, but still very mild. Alamogordo on the other side of that front, on the other side of the mountain chain. Therefore, very warm tomorrow in the low 90s. Albuquerque, maybe even warmer. Farmington near 80 degrees tomorrow, and in places like Deming in the lower 90s tomorrow. But with this stronger high-pressure system by Saturday, even warmer weather for all locations. 70s, 80s, and 90s widespread across New Mexico on Saturday. So warming up ahead in Durango all the way through Saturday up until Sunday into next week, including Alamosa, where clouds will build, temperatures will drop, winds will pick up, elevating the fire threat with patchy blowing dust. Farmington, Gallup, and Grants, 70s and 80s ahead. Big temperature jumps from the 20s into the 70s in Gallup and Grants from the morning to the afternoon, but 80s tomorrow. Las Cruces, Alamogordo, 80s today, but 90s tomorrow. Camado near 80 degrees today. Cloudcroft, Ruidoso, 60s and 70s today. 70s and near the 80s as we head into the later parts of the weekend. Briefly cooler tomorrow in Roswell to Lovington and Tucumcari to Raton, but still very mild tomorrow, but even warmer Friday, Saturday, but a little bit breezier this weekend. From the Enchanted Circle to Espanola, temperatures mostly reaching the 60s and 70s, near 80 Espanola and the high 50s in Red River perhaps. And from Moriarty to Cedar Crest, from the north to south valley of Albuquerque, temperatures reaching the 70s and 80s, well above our averages. Average highs 69, 81 today. Warmer tomorrow, Friday and Saturday, 88 degrees, likely breaking a daily record high. Now cooling off a little bit by Sunday to next week, more clouds and breezier weather, but still remaining very mild and mostly dry.
All right, mild and mostly dry. We like mild. We don't know how we feel about the mostly dry. I think all of us need the moisture
That
just
is
a little
true.
bit.
Anything at this point would suffice, but I like how you squeezed out that 88. You're like, 88.
If we're going to get very warm, might as well break a record. But at least that we won't be too windy in the short term and maybe some rain next week.
Go to Sonic and get some nice ice to have
Yeah,
something
right.
with. All right, thanks a lot, Ryan.